Who's that next to you?
Natalie and Danny. And I'm Jem. So yeah, at the beginning of the season I was like, it's going to be a different year, so I got that in my head already, luckily. I did think it would go a little bit better, but I'm still happy. I've learned a lot as a driver. Obviously, I just wish things had gone our way a little bit more. We've had a lot of issues with...
The first race was good though, Silverstone.
Yeah, exactly. At Silverstone we had 2 fourths. So I had to start the race because Jimmy hadn't really had enough experience, and he literally just got his signatures in a few very different cars to Prague, so it was fair enough in a way, but I just wish it could have been different, because after obviously getting 2 fourths with a different way round, you think, oh, what if we did it the other way round? We might have got a podium. Yes, that's bloody hell, that was like a water park, wasn't it? It was so wet that weekend, like ridiculously. Us Praguers were literally aquaplaning down the streets. It wasn't ideal for us, and we also had a few problems, like in race 1 when Jimmy started the race and I was going out second. The starter motor broke, which stopped our race there, and then in race 2 I think we got 5th, which wasn't too bad, but we definitely wanted better. We started at the back of the grid, so...
There was a crash, wasn't there, in the middle of that? Because we got out, didn't we?
Oh God, the pit lane crash.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. I'm going to grab a word and a couple of the drives in a second. Oh, massive accident! Huge accident in the pits.
Someone sent a TCR car out when they shouldn't have. And it wasn't nice. It was very dangerous.
Shake myself.
God, yeah, we thought oh yeah, because John, our mechanic, he sent us out in front of all the Praguers, so we were like, oh, this is good, we got out first. But then it so happened that the safety car went round again, and we turned out, collected us up, and somehow we didn't end up where we thought we were. But we were still happy with it from the back of the grid. It's not too bad. Oulton Park, yeah, that was not a good weekend for us. I think as the worst in my race career ever. Yeah, and I was so ready to go because I did a whole test day on my own in Goldie, and we got my times down a lot. So I was really looking forward to that race, and I love Oulton Park as a track so much, especially in the Prague. It was good fun. Yeah, it's Nat's track.
Nat's home track. I love it.
But unfortunately, although we were quick and we had pace, in qualifying a camera fell off and it was wedged in between my brake and my foot, so I didn't have a brake basically, because I couldn't obviously reach down and get it because I'm strapped in. So I had to come in, wasted literally 10 minutes. I think we managed to qualify 10th, which isn't ideal. And then in the race, we had gear problems. The car wouldn't shift up or down. On the straight, starting the race, literally in second gear, foot to the floor, wouldn't go in third, wouldn't go down, nothing, so I had to pull out. It would have been too dangerous to go down into the first corner in second gear. I was really buzzed for that start. It was all Prague, and I just knew it was going to be fun, but stuck in second gear, and I thought that I'm going to either cause a crash, cause a collision, risk the car, come in, try and fix it and go out. It's nothing I could have done. So, a bit of a disappointing day today, but we know we had the pace in it. We've had a lot of problems with the car, sadly, and it hasn't been the driver's fault, it hasn't been mine or Jimmy's fault. We've pushed the car as much as we can, but it's just not been working with us today. And then after Oulton, it was Silverstone again, wasn't it? Probably the best race, I think, Silverstone. We started again at 8th, so quali wasn't great, but it was a 2-hour-long race, so we obviously did an hour each. So I haven't actually done a long stint like this before. I mean, I've done long stints in testing, qualifying, but this year I definitely had the bad luck of the safety cars this year. What was he doing? Jimmy went out first. Unfortunately, it rained literally for 2 minutes, and everyone was obviously on slicks. So I think the team made a bit of a panic decision, and obviously Jimmy being a novice out there on slicks, it's not a very nice feeling. Made the wrong decision because it then dried up a lap later, and the Praguers that did stay out, they were quite quick again in within a lap, so Jimmy had to stay out on wets, literally shredding them because it was drying up so quickly. But then I managed to get in the car. I think we were near like the back of the grid at this point. It was quite bad because obviously lost a lot of spaces, but I got in the car and managed to get it back up to 5th, and it was definitely one of my funnest races I've had, because I just had a lot of battles and, you know, proving what I can do from the back of the grid to the front, and I just really enjoyed myself, most I had all year, so it was definitely my favourite round this year. Really enjoyed it. Obviously going into the last round at Donington Park, really cool track where I first actually tested in the Praga, or a second time in the Praga. I was obviously going in driving on my own, which I was quite happy with. So it's race day at Donington today, Saturday 23rd of October. It is freezing, but we're ready to go. I'm racing on my own today if you want to come see the car. So this car as well is a Generation 4 car, so last year's car, so it's not the same as Goldie that I used to race. It's a year older, and it's not been raced for at least a year now as well, so it's been a lot of getting everything right yesterday and testing and just using that day, and I'm so lucky that I had it, because we did have a lot of issues and we've luckily sorted them out for today. But if I hadn't had that test day, it would have been really difficult. Who knows if it's going to go our way today, but hopefully I've got everything down and told the mechanics best feedback I can, and we've made the car good. I wanted to do that at the beginning of the year, so to get to do it at the end, I was like, yeah, I can show what I can do on my own and focus on myself. So I was really happy, and obviously Jimmy wanted to get his podium quite badly before the end of the year, so they got Gordy Much in, an absolutely amazing driver. He is very quick, very experienced, and they wanted to get the podium. Obviously at the last round they only had one more round to do it, which is brilliant, and they went and did it, so it was fantastic, and they had a really good 2 races. So qualifying, I went out for, I think it was 5 laps at first. The original plan was, this is what I had in my head, go out for 5 laps, do a quick lap, then come in and then go out for just the whole session and just try and get the fastest time that I can possibly get. Really gutted about quali, to be fair, because on my last lap that we had, a red flag came out, and my timer was up on the green by like a good half a second. So I was so gutted when I saw that red flag. I was like, no, surely not, because I even had Simon on the radio saying, oh, you're up a lot on the first sector and the second sector. I was still up, and then that third sector the red flag came out. So I was so gutted about that, because I feel like that might have been, you know, well, it would have been a lot better, at least a half a second, but I think I still got 10th in the first race and 8th in the second race, because my fastest laps were quite close to each other, which was good. I'm good at consistency. I think that's my best ability in racing. I'm good at consistency. The race. Yes, so obviously going around on your formation lap, warming up the tyres, literally pumping to go. Had the lovely Aston Martin next to me, which is nice to look at. We were coming, it was a really weird start, to be fair, really weird. It was a very fast start. Normally Brit Car ones are quite slow and everyone goes quite slow, but this start was ridiculously quick. Literally came out the corner and we were all just flat out straight away. And then unfortunately the first corner, all I remember seeing is the blue Ben Collins. I thought it was Jay at the time, but it wasn't. It was Ben Collins starting the race. all I remember seeing him, literally my provisional vision, was his car go around. Him and 2 other Pragas, the championship winning one, and Jack Krabby's, I think, as well, and Richards. They literally all went. And then everyone literally just slammed on their brakes. Luckily, somehow, I was like, yes, I've got through it, I've got through the mess. It was literally free on the road, and I just went straight through the gravel and managed to come back on the track. And then the worst possible thing happened after you think you've got through all the mess. One of the Pragas that had restarted and came back onto the track didn't see me. I was on the outside line and he came over this way, literally just, he didn't see me, came back on the track and unfortunately pushed me onto the grass, which was quite slippery. Then I obviously came back onto the track and the car lost control and the Porsche hit me from the back end, and it was a really bad hit. I had a lot of whiplash, but I was so gutted because I really wanted to show my potential, and as soon as I got out of the car I was like, I don't want to look, because the hit was big and I wanted to obviously get out for race 2, but it wasn't going to happen. The gearbox was not fixable on this occasion, sadly.
Really big shunt by the blue Porsche, and it has completely broken the gearbox by the looks. If you come have a look, it's not good, and that sadly does mean that's the end to my race this weekend. But I've still enjoyed myself. I've got lots of seat time as much as I possibly could. Would have been nice to do 2 hours and see my potential, because I definitely thought I had a lot of potential in getting a podium this weekend in that car, but on my own. And also I've actually donated my nose cone of this car to the 111 car, which is currently leading the championship, I think. And that's very interesting because that car is the car me and Danny won in. So I'm very happy about donating the nose cone to them, and I'll be cheering them on.
So what's the worst crash you've ever had?
Yeah, what is yours? Oh, you've shown me, wasn't you?
That's one we don't talk about. So it was at Brands Hatch, Paddock Hill. I think it was this is the embarrassing part, I think it was like my 3rd test day in a car, I think. Literally just got my ARDS licence. It was dry, but then it started raining really heavy as I come down the start line. Tried a little bit too hard for Paddock, as I now know. Lost the end of the car, slid all the way down, thought I was a professional drifter until I hit the bottom and then went the other way. Got a bit of snap oversteer and ended up rolling up the hill, which is pretty uncommon. Normally go down, but I went back up again, hit the wall, and then bounced over the wall and over the big fences, whatever they're called, that are there, which,
wow.
Yeah, and got myself wedged on the boot. So yeah, it was a fair whack. I've always said to everyone, you normally have one big accident and then everything else is pretty minor after that.
Maybe we should just all crash into a wall.
All the bad luck.
Yeah. Get rid of all the bad luck.
I drove into Old Hall Corner, the bend, in DC2, and got wedged under the barriers. I actually reversed out with the entire front of the car still stuck to the fence. And then I did quite a quick lap coming. I drove all the way around Oulton Park and brought it in, and then I got the marshals to give me back my bumper, and we cable tied it on and duct taped it on, and then we raced.
Best way.
In an hour.
So that is the end to my season this year in Brit Car with Praga. Not the end I wanted at all, but I've had some good seat time-ish. We've had fun in the car. I've had fun driving on my own as much as I have, not for very long, but I've had fun, you know, testing on the test day. It was good to just have my own seat time and just focus on myself, and good communication from the team and the mechanics, and they've done everything they could. And sadly, there was a collision that was unavoidable from my part. It was just going to happen. It could have been anyone in the same position. Unfortunately, it was me. But yeah, it was nice to see Goldie on the top step. The Tim Gray and the Rich Wells car have won this weekend, the championship, so that's really cool because it's the same car me and Danny won in, so I'm happy about that. And they also have my nose cone on it, so maybe that helps a little bit. But yeah, we're going to go celebrate with them now, so cheers.